Yo,
So we're
what's up?
back.
What's up, Holocult? It's Wednesday. You know what that means. We are back with the night shift, halfway through the work week. We got Miss Maeve over here, our production manager, sitting in, making sure we're doing shit right.
Yeah, somebody's got to do it
That's facts.
because we sure as hell don't.
I'm not entirely sure what we got going on here, but
She's making it work.
how is everybody this evening?
Can you get the rules again?
Hope everybody's good. Just kicking it.
I'm gonna do the rules again.
You're the only one that can do the balloons. There you go.
Maeve's trying to work some YouTube magic here.
Yeah, she's good at magic.
She's good at
Unlike the rest of us.
She's good at bossing.
And I ain't no lie.
Daddy.
Yeah, Gage had basketball practice, and usually she's a handful at practice. So I figured I'd let Mama go watch Gage without having many interruptions.
I don't believe it. She's a handful.
You're usually good, but sometimes you're a handful. You say hi to everybody?
Hi.
Oh man.
Yeah.
To start out the evening, I want to do a little shout out here.
Uh-oh.
Shout out to our homie Adam from Pennsylvania, who hooked us up with a legit Skookle note here.
It is awesome.
It's pretty dope. So yeah, we got that in the mail. I got it yesterday, but I only get the mail like twice a week, so that is dope. We appreciate you, Adam, putting boots on the ground, going out there and getting some hollow evidence.
Yeah, it's definitely much appreciated.
It was awesome. Anybody else out there that finds someone to send them our way, you know the drill. You know the drill.
So yeah, those are definitely getting framed and hung up on the wall.
Pretty excited. Let me see. I think
it's awesome that somebody was able to find one now and send it over.
Yeah, he wrote a little apology note. He's like, sorry it took so long. They were harder to find than I thought. I'm like, the fact that you actually went out and looked.
Yeah, and you actually found one.
Yeah. Is pretty rad. What kind of weird stuff we got going on in our world today? There, chat.
Plenty of stuff.
I did see they've I shared a little video on the TikTok of a new robot they put out. I know we were talking about robots last week, but this one is like a little dog, but it's got a giant flamethrower on its head.
Of course it does.
And it just runs around and sets everything on fire. Because
it seems necessary.
The only thing safer than a robot is a dog robot, and the only thing safer than a dog robot is a dog robot with a flamethrower face.
I love that it has a flamethrower face.
Yeah. Why do we do the things that we do as humans?
We're inquisitive.
We are something.
There's many words for inquisitive, but that's the one that I will choose.
I had something else saved, but now I can't find out how to get to it on my phone.
Well, that doesn't work very well.
No.
That's exactly it. It's a twisted metal dog robot.
Yeah. Kinda. Well, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much 100%.
That means technically you could just call him Thumper.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure Thumper had the flamethrowers. I remember all the way back then.
Oh, dude, I don't even remember. that far back. I wish I did. Oh, here it is. Let's go. Stumbled across this little news article that I thought we all talk about because it's pretty fun.
I'm excited.
Yeah. Vampire Bigfoot, quote, drank blood of animals found dead in the woods as warning. Documentary filmmaker claims.
Okay.
Now the flamethrower robot dogs are starting to make a little more sense to combat the vampire Bigfoots.
Yeah.
So-
Definitely. I mean, yeah, your question earlier just got answered.
Yes, you have to take this with a grain of salt because it comes from our friends at the Daily Star. Senior news reporter Ethan Blackshaw says, warning, graphic content. A documentary maker reckons Bigfoot might be snapping animals' necks and drinking their blood following the mysterious deaths of a deer, a buzzard, and some dogs. Documentary maker believes Bigfoot murdered the animals, drank their blood, and left their corpses in the woods as a warning. Kelly Lockman is the man behind the I Believe in Bigfoot YouTube channel, where he recently shared the first part of a Bigfoot investigation documentary. Whilst filming, he came across a dead buzzard, a dead deer in the woods of North Carolina. Both animals had their necks snapped backwards and twisted, but there was no blood at the scene.
Okay, regardless, that's weird. The fact that they ended up that way.
Yeah. If it is a hoaxumentary, the fact that he went through that much gratuitous violence to make it that way,
You know,
is almost more disturbing than it being a vampire Bigfoot.
I like movies. I don't like movies with voiceovers. You know what I'm talking about? They're originally in a different language and then they put our language over top of it and doesn't match at all.
Yeah.
Those make me mad. Like, pretty mad. But what makes me even more mad are mockumentaries. Those make me extremely mad. They should be banned.
Which I don't know if this is that, but as
I don't think I've ever heard of a Bigfoot drinking things of their, like, draining and drinking blood.
No. No, we have heard of mutilate animals as like warnings though, especially like down around the Ozarks and stuff. I know what YouTube was it? Sasquatch Theory had that whole documentary on the killing fields is what they called it down there, where whenever the old farmer would do something that they didn't like, they would just go through and they would just annihilate his deer population and just leave them scattered. But I thought,
yeah, that makes subtle sense. I mean, it seems a little unnecessary if you were to ask me, but I'm not a Bigfoot claiming territory either. So,
and there are other cryptids that are reported to drink blood, so maybe it's just different strokes for different Bigfoots.
I guess you can add Bigfoot to the list now.
Yeah. Says the article goes on, although images of the corpses are blurred in the documentary, Kelly shared them in full on the Bigfoot subreddit as a teaser for it. Replying to one comment, he explained, I think this one was trying to warn us. There was no blood. I've recorded witness testimony describing a very similar scene. It may be that they just drink the blood. In another message or another comment, he said, this was definitely a message sent to us from the creatures. So I guess, oh yeah, there's the pictures. It is. The deer is not too.
Valid point there.
Yeah, the deer is. I mean, the neck is bent backward. The
At
weird
least
thing
drink
is,
blood. Why wouldn't Bigfoot?
that's true. Maybe the Bigfoot are the elite.
Let's hope so.
I almost said that. I was gonna say, I mean, there's humans that drink blood, so that's not that far fetched. But they're found right next to one another. Like the buzzard's here and the deer's right here.
Oh, that's definitely weird.
Yeah, that's weirder than I thought. I got my mic all screwed up, so I apologize. Yeah, it was weird. I saw that and thought it was interesting. Let me find the name of the YouTube channel again. If anybody wants to go check it out, feel free to do so. It is the I Believe in Bigfoot YouTube channel. So either that's gonna drop or has already dropped. I might check it out just to hear the witness testimony because that's interesting.
I'm with it.
Described a puncture wound on the dogs as if something had drank their blood. They were drained. Maybe it's a chupacabra foot.
I like it.
Yeah.
I'd like to know how that got created. Probably an interesting story, but I like it.
Yeah, I saw it, and all I seen was the headline. I'm like, okay, we're gonna need some vampire Bigfoot in the night shift this evening.
I feel that.
For those of you hanging out with us, we're about 15 minutes in, so if you want to, you can hit the like button, subscribe button, and the notification bell. That way, people can find us, unless we are shadow banned, and then you can't find us. Because
And then we're just part of the Foot clan.
see, in my brain, I think that maybe we are silenced a little bit, right? Because we have people that set up for the notifications and they don't get them, and this, that, and the other. But then I'm like, for me and Kyle to be shadow banned and still get as many people that complain about the show, I don't think those two go hand in hand.
Well, it could, because it could be. I mean, run with me here. It could be an elaborate conspiracy,
Where we only go to the people that don't like us.
or we got in trouble, and then they shadow banned us, and they also sent hate bots our way to make us quit. That way, we're not a thorn in their side.
Yeah,
Because we don't generate much money for them.
apparently it's across the board.
More of a nuisance.
Notification bells busted. Spotify's definitely sus. Somebody else told me that they're who was it who Spotify's all screwed up? Paranormal Roundtable. I know Wolf. His listeners are having a hell of a time. Like they're only getting shows in like huge blocks, so they'll go a whole like 2 or 3 months without a show releasing, then they'll all release at once. And
Huh.
I don't use Spotify, but
Our Spotify, it doesn't do it like per numbers. It doesn't do very good for us.
no, it does about a third of what Apple does.
Yeah, they used to be neck and neck too.
So, yeah, I'm pretty sure that the powers that be are probably only sending angry people.
That'd be a fair guess.
Somebody posted on YouTube. It's like, how did a Saturnian mage find your podcast with only 3,000 subscribers to buy the book? And I was like, you found it, so it must not be that difficult.
Or you could just be like, yeah, I know. It's weird. It's even weirder that there's not that many subscribers. That means more divine intervention, if you will.
Oh yeah, look at all of it. People are like, I was subscribed, now I'm not subscribed. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. We're gonna fight this for a long time, so
Yeah, it's fine.
it is what it is.
It's fine. Me and Kyle aren't dumb enough to shut up.
No.
Smart enough to shut up.
Also correct. Anybody watch the Tucker Carlson on Rogan by chance? I'm sure a couple of you in the chat did. Very interesting. Very interesting. I feel like Tucker's taken up a new mantle of Alex Jones at this point.
He's going down the old Alex road, huh?
He's going hard in the paint. It was a good episode. Very interesting conversation. Like right out of the rip, they get into UFOs and stuff like that. Appreciate you. I was actually surprised at how well the Black Cube episodes have done. By all means.
Yeah, they hit hard.
Yeah.
The first one was one of our
better than
best.
I thought.
The first release was one of our best monthly releases ever. It really ran.
Yeah, it was good. But yeah, the Tucker Carlson and Rogan conversation is definitely worth checking out. It's interesting to hear someone of both their standards like have that conversation. It's very interesting because like Tucker, he wouldn't expect a guy like that to have that type of conviction on the topics, like claiming that Alex Jones is being channeled by something. That's how he gets a lot of his information, and he says it's so matter of fact, which is just interesting, bizarre, and awesome to hear. It was really interesting. Oh, I haven't listened to that one yet, Twiz, with the macroaggressions. I haven't actually listened to that in a while.
Yeah, I didn't. Kyle had mentioned it to me yesterday, and I did not get a chance to listen to it.
It's good.
Yeah.
I did have a listener propose a question about Rogan. And I apologize, I'm starting to get sick, but he asked, do you think it's possible Rogan made a deal because he always talks about the demon that's inside him and he has to feed it by grinding and going and going and going? And I was like, regardless, I'm going to say no. But mostly because I don't want that to be true. Because I do appreciate him so much that I would never want that to be true.
The demon was probably Spotify. He made a deal with them, Twiz.
Ain't no doubt. Ain't no doubt. And respectfully so, Mr. Rogan. Yeah, the question was a deal with his soul, of course. I don't think it's true. I think Rogan is a straight hustler. And he's just had a long path of moving forward. And it was just a theoretical question. It wasn't like this big serious deal. But I was like, no, I don't think so. But at the end of the day, would it surprise you if they came out to be the opposite? Not really.
I'm saying we get him on, just ask him straight up. You being literal?
I'm down for that.
Or you being subjective? Or whatever the opposite of literal is. Because we need to know. Yeah, Twiz, because he made a deal with a demon.
Spotify is the demon.
It silenced us.
Hey, I'm not arguing. I'm just trying to get my facts straight. He definitely did get paid.
If he wants to come, yeah. I'm just saying. If Spotify were to propose us a deal.
Oh, for that amount, of course. Of course.
But not out there. I saw something here. Mystic Ethos says, I can't remember which podcast it was, but I remember thinking, oh, wow, that might get them in trouble. And then it never gave me any more notifications since, and that was weeks ago. Probably the one we got dinged on.
No. I don't think you would have seen that ding coming because it was so nonchalant. It was 100% taken out of context.
Yeah, I was even making a joke, but whatever. YouTube doesn't have a sense of humor.
They're probably talking about the Confessions of the Epstein Driver.
Oh yeah. It's good to see Maynard in here. Hope you're doing better, bud.
Oh, for sure.
I just saw you in the chat. We've all been pulling for you, sending good vibes your way, my man. Kyle's your poster back there is the highlight of the chat.
Yeah, my oldest sister got that for me. She lives out in Arizona, and she actually sent that and a sticker, and then she's the one that hooked me up with the Bud Light alien can.
Oh yeah, that was dope.
Right, it's right up there.
I got mine over on the other wall too.
There we go.
That's pretty dope. I saw something I need to try to find here. Something semi close to home coming up for us is July 13th, 2024 at Missouri State Penitentiary. Doing Time with the Dead at Missouri State Pen for $99. You can go and get a walk-through ghost hunt at Missouri State Penitentiary. It includes access housing to Unit 4, the dungeon, general population, death row, the unit called 3D, the women's unit, and the gas chamber. You can go and do your own little investigation. I know a guy at work, Pat, goes quite often. He brought me back a cool little ink pen souvenir, so that's dope.
Hang on, I'll be right back. I think Maeve locked my wife out of the house, so I'm gonna let her in.
Copy that. But yeah, anyone close, Missouri, Illinois, anywhere around there, I might have to see what our schedule's doing because I've been wanting to go do it. Event begins at 8 o'clock and gets over at 4 a.m. So that would be kind of cool to do. But just for anybody interested, I thought I'd throw it out there. It's pretty neat. What else? Man, the chat's going like crazy. We will not sell out to Spotify unless, again, they offer us some Rogan money because Spotify doesn't do that good for us. Do better, Spotify, and then we'll do better for you. Let's see the haircut. I've had my haircut for a long time. There ain't nothing left. I'm getting a cut again this Saturday, even shorter because now it's getting hot and sweaty at work. So, it's been months. I just keep it tucked under the Wayne's World hat. Well, not Wayne's World. He is Legend hat, but yeah.
All right, I'm back.
Maynard just invited us to Arizona. When he gets a feeling better, he's going to take us to the Travis Walton abduction site, which I'm down for.
That'd be cool.
What else? Oh, I did watch a pretty dope documentary.
I was gonna bring that up before I had to go let everybody in.
Yeah, pretty dope documentary called The Haunting Lodge. It's on Prime and starts out as man, I can't remember the guy's name who made the documentary, but he used to work for Ghost Hunters. Kind of broke off, did his own thing. Did some documentaries with Steve Gonzalez, but this one's kind of just him and his wife produced the whole thing. It's very well done. But there is a hunting lodge in southern Georgia that has a history of just kind of in the beginning, it's kind of like normal hauntings. The hunters will stay in the lodge and they'll hear the doors close and things walking through the hallways of the old home and stuff like that. But as they start to get more and more accounts, it kind of evolves from like a residual kind of thing to a more intelligent sort of encounter, and then it just goes off the rails. They start recording these. They get in touch with this psychic who says that there are multiple things going on the property. It's not the house; it's more the property. There is like a residual family living there One of them is more on the intelligent haunting side, but they're kind of more protecting the people of the house from whatever else is going on. But she, before she'd ever made it to the home, uh, she was having visions. She drew the home almost to a T. She kept drawing the hallway and like this light coming out of the hallway. It almost looked like an abduction scenario. So they get her out to the house and they're talking about it. And then all of a sudden, like all this shit starts going on. They're recording these weird lights that coming out of the forest, and it's all kinds of weirdness, right? She's talking about the intelligent encounter, whatever it is, being ancient, being not of this earth, alien, and she said it's tied to Brown Mountain in the Carolinas and all this stuff. It's cool. Kind of leaves you with more questions than answers, but I mean, that's what you get when you're dealing with the paranormal.
They all kind of do.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
Yeah. But it was cool. It's worth it. It's only like 68 minutes long. It's not very long. It's weird. It's weird, especially seeing the lights like come out of the woods and interact with them. Just these weird flashes of light, and whoever the main guy is standing out there, and these things are like right around them. It's right around him. It's weird.
Was the flashes of light halfway similar to Sir No Face?
It's hard to tell. They were giving off their own light essentially, because they had this camera. I forget what the name of it, like an ED something camera, I can't remember, but it was recording them, and their other cameraman who was filming with the regular camera was just watching eyes on, and he would see them just from his eyes. So they had their own illumination out there. They just were like, most of them were little orbs essentially, and the psychic who was with them called it before they ever came. She's like, "We need to go out here. We need to face this direction." She's like, "They're getting ready to like make contact with us." And then all of a sudden you start seeing them up in the sky. Doom, doom, doom. And then they're in the woods. And
That would be wild, dude.
Yeah. And they're in the woods, and she's like, "They're gonna come closer." And they start getting closer. You see them move through the field. She's like, "I don't want to alarm you guys, but they're gonna kind of surround us." And I'm like, at that point, I'd be like,
So,
hell no, they're not.
did anybody ask the question, like, what do they want?
Yes, she was trying to figure it out, but she said it had something to do with hunting and taking of like lives on the property, like meaning animal lives, I'm assuming. And they weren't about that life, I guess.
Oh shit! So they was mad at the hunters.
Yeah, and it almost felt like it was tied to like indigenous people, Native American lore, because she said she watched them, like she visualized it like on this map, and they were bouncing from like Native American mound to mound as they were moving, and they stopped on Brown Mountain, which you have the Brown Mountain lights, and Hellier talked about it, and it's a pretty big paranormal hotspot. She said something ties whatever this phenomena is to Brown Mountain, and she says, I don't know if it's using the energy from the burial mounds to essentially, I don't know, maybe move or recharge their batteries or how it goes, but it was worth the watch. At first I thought it was a fake documentary because it calls itself a film. So I'm like, all right, a film's a movie, but a
Right.
documentary is also a film, you know. And then I got to looking into it and looking it up on the internet and stuff, and it's all unscripted, 100% legit, done by the dude and his wife and their little like 2-3 man camera crew. They get the footsteps, you can hear them walking around. It's weird. It's definitely worth it.
Well, definitely book us a night.
I thought about it. I looked it up.
You 100% should.
They never mention. I don't know if they ever mention the exact name of the place, but it's easy to find if you pay attention to the episode.
And then also, I wonder if it'd be worth trying to talk to the psychic that they had.
Oh yeah, I was looking her up too, and
Have a
she's
conversation with her.
what is it called again? It's The Haunting Lodge, and it's on. I think I watched it on Prime. Again, it's not very long. I think it's 68 minutes, but the psychic even drew. She said there were two outside of the regular like ghosts, essentially, human spirits. She drew the other two entities that were coming onto the property, essentially the aggressive ones, and one looked as crazy as batshit crazy as it sounds. One looked like a dog man. It was tall, had a canid face at about 7 or 8 feet tall, and the other ones were small, and it looked like a gray alien.
And those were the aggressive ones.
Yes.
Fuck.
Those were the ones that were not excited the hunters were on the property, and the way she talked about it was like the spirit of the old man that lived there was trying to, like, warn the hunters that were there when these things were coming in. So the doors would slam, there'd be knocks on the doors, like, he was almost trying to scare them out of there before whatever these things were would get there.
That gives me goosebumps. It kind of reminds me of John Edmonds and Star Wars, like to a degree.
She said a one-liner that stuck with me. I wish I would have wrote it down. I thought I might have posted it on the Discord. But she's like, you have to remember, not every spirit you get in contact with is a human spirit.
Gross.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's also interesting that, at least by perception, the gray and the dogman entities were unhappy about the hunting.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch it again because she kind of goes off on these different tangents because she's getting different things as she's sitting there, and she sat down, and when they were essentially they started hearing them like walk around outside on this because of this hunting lodge has a big wooden wraparound porch, and you can hear something huge walking around outside, like just thumping around. And she's like, maybe I'll try to draw them. Maybe I'll try to draw and figure out what they are. And then she drew these two things because she drew herself. She said she kept seeing herself in the hallway. And when she went in, she's like, this is the hallway. And had a door at the other end. She's like, and the door would kick open and there would just be this huge bright light. Just like engulf her in light. And she had drawn it before she ever been to the house. And she drew the house, like it had the huge wraparound front porch, and it's got these pillars that connect it and shit.
If you watch it again, you ought to try to find her, see if we can't get her on the show.
Yeah, I think I can find her name because she's listed in the credits. I'm pretty sure.
Because I feel like that'd be a pretty interesting conversation.
Yeah, I was just thumbing through Prime and saw that. Let me see who the cast is here. Okay, the directors and the ones who are the main two people in it are a couple, Kendall and Vera Welpton. And then I want to think, let me double check here. The psychic in it is a woman by the name of Jill Morris. And she had worked with the team before on the Steve Gonzalez documentary. So when she started having these visions, I think is what kind of put them on to this lodge. And it's somewhere down in southern Georgia.
It is a little bit of a drive for us.
Yeah.
Been out there once. It's a long drive. But worth it if
we have to fight an alien dogman.
Yeah. I'm down.
Does ghost hunting count as hunting?
Probably.
Because I mean, yeah, it did it for them. They had a lot of
heavy and throwing stars.
Yeah, ninja swords.
Yeah.
Do an episode on Emanuel Swedenborg.
Never heard of him.
Me either, that I know of.
Reminds me of Universal Soldier for some reason. Probably just because of the Borg. Pretty fair assessment, I'd say.
Yeah. Cyborg, Universal Soldier Borg, Emanuel
It's the
Swedenborg.
same thing, right?
Gotta get my ghost hunting license. Please don't give the government any ideas.
No doubt.
That's kind of the weirdness that I saw. I know there's a lot of UFO talk on Twitter, but I didn't really follow it all that much this week. Again,
A lot of that might have been spurred by the Tucker stuff.
yeah, I bet so. We're training a bunch of new guys at work, so it has been
That's fun.
busy.
Yeah, I got to do crazy shit tomorrow, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, Thursdays are always the worst day for me as well.
It'll be a rough one for myself. Do a big nasty tree. Another day in the life.
Emanuel Swedenborg. Let me write that down. We'll take a little gander.
Well, gander.
Little gander at him.
No, yeah, go. Everything's so laggy lately.
Yeah, mine too, especially on Chrome. My Chrome has been
so
working
laggy.
like trash.
The lines are open. I'm just gonna leave them open. You want to call. If not, me and Steve just keep talking.
Yeah, some people like us to open them. Some people don't care. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm just gonna open it up. Whatever you got, we're here for it.
Yeah. Oh, my schedule changes May 12th. May 12th, I go back to midnights, which is gonna offset the night shift in some way.
We got a call. Hey, welcome to the night shift. What's going on?
Yo,
Hey guys, what's going on? I finally got through.
What's
what's
up?
up?
That's awesome. Now that I'm through, I don't know what to talk about.
Whatever you want.
Line is yours. The world is your oyster.
Excellent, excellent. Hey, what do I want to tell you guys?
Something creepy.
Yeah, never mind. Yeah, this was dumb.
Nope,
Sorry
no
about
pressure.
There's no dumb questions or comments here.
Yeah, about your Saturn stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've really been interested in that. And there's been a lot of coincidences around it since you guys started talking about it. That I've noticed.
Like what?
Around here, anyway.
Do tell.
Well, over the past year or so, I have been inspired to start making things out of a particular type of wood. Holly actually is the type of wood, and apparently that is Saturn's favorite wood.
Interesting.
And the items that I want to make for it, of course, are mystical in nature. And I didn't realize that at a time, but that might explain why I want to do it. That maybe I'm being influenced in some fashion.
Maybe holly's an interesting choice to use for wood.
Yeah, if you've not worked with it, it's kind of hard. Like it's kind of hard on your tools,
Right?
Like if you well, you're a tree guy, so you know stuff about wood. But if you compare it to say like poplar and oak, it's kind of like in between those two.
Yeah.
As far as hardness goes, when you're trying to work with it after it's been dried and tooled. But yeah, so
That is interesting.
Yeah, holly's used for, like someone said in the chat there, it's what magic wands were made of.
Yeah, some of them.
Yeah.
Depending on what and hazelnut is also hazelwood, but that's kind of, at least around where I am, that's hard to come by, even more so than holly is.
Right.
We don't have very many hazel trees around here or bushes. But
It's interesting.
anyway,
You're
yeah.
not, you're
and
not
then,
the only one with oddities like that.
What's that?
I said you haven't been the only one with similar oddities since we aired that show.
Yeah, and there's something else that you guys need to probably spread or out and think about, like stones, gemstones. Onyx is one of Saturn's big stones.
Yeah.
And I think I made a post. I don't know if you guys read that rant the other day. Probably not. But I ranted on how onyx is not a good stone, or wasn't previously for thousands of years, until the Victorians got a hold of it, basically. So anyway, I'm into that kind of stuff.
Right on.
I think, I did read that. I thought that was pretty interesting. How that goes through.
Yeah, it's there's a big history, and so like when you go to like get stuff like that, you need to kind of be careful what you're doing and do more research than just what's on the internet, because
Yeah,
there's a lot of baggage that comes with things that you're not realizing is there.
Oh,
we are terrible when we are terrible at that.
So,
Taking precautions.
yeah.
yeah. Oh, well, I completely understand. I completely comprehend. So, but yeah. Anyway, let's see. Are there any stories you'd like to hear? I'll share a story.
Share one.
So let me tell you about one of the fairy experiences I have.
Yeah, let's go.
I have an artistic bent, because I make all sorts of crap all the time. And at some point, I got a burr where I needed to build a labyrinth, to do labyrinth walking. And so I built one in my front yard. And I took a lot of time, laying it out just so. Made it out of marble chips. It was practically glowed in the dark at night because of the marble. And then I aligned it north to south and all that kind of neat stuff. And one night I invited one of my friends over who had experiences with such things. And we're sitting in the labyrinth in the center, kind of just talking. He wanted to teach me how to walk it and do the meditations that you do when you walk that kind of stuff, when you use it. Because I had no idea. I just had the need to build one. And we're sitting there, and I'm facing to the south, and he's facing to the north. Well, to the north, basically 3 feet beyond the labyrinth, is starts my patch of woods. And he kept looking over my shoulder. And I finally I say, what are you doing? What are you seeing back there? He says, you have a fairy gate behind you. I'm like, what? He said, you have a fairy gate behind you. And I turn around and look, and about 2 or 3 feet inside the woods, there's this spot where 3 trees had fallen together to form a triangle, pyramid shape. And inside that pyramid shape, there was this golden glow that filled it up. And there was these little tiny bright sparky things flying around that looked like little people with wings. And they were just flying around inside that glow. And we must have watched it for 5 or 10 minutes. And then basically just turned around and, just continued on talking with our evening. And when we got up and left the labyrinth, of course, it wasn't there anymore. But that's my experience with the fairy gate that's on my land.
That is awesome. First
It's
off,
pretty awesome.
dude.
Better because someone else witnessed it too. So,
Oh yeah,
you
it
know,
makes me wonder if you if you building the labyrinth caught the eye of the fairies, or if the fairies influenced you to build the labyrinth.
See, I don't know, because that's not the only experience we've had here. Like, when I first moved in, me and my wife, we didn't realize that there was something strange about the property, initially, because you're not, you don't have to disclose that kind of stuff here, when in Virginia. So, but we would be standing at the back window washing dishes, right? And you would hear the sound of children laughing and playing. Walk
Nope.
out back. There's no kids. There's no kids at all.
Nope.
You
I'd
know.
be out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so us experiencing, something strange here, that was not the first thing. So, but yeah, I have no idea what if that's the case. Whether, of course, it doesn't exist now. I had to tear it down when I got kids because I needed a place to put up their swing set. So,
Did you happen to get any pictures of your labyrinth? Because I would love to see it.
I do, and I'll it's actually on my Facebook page. And I have an album if they're still actually accessible, because you know how Facebook is. Sometimes they'll delete stuff on you or archive it. But yeah, I'll try to tag it and post it to the fan page so you can see them.
That's
awesome.
awesome. Yes. It is. It's interesting that you have like these artistic outs, and once you start doing them, they're linked to different, maybe not necessarily paranormal, but like metaphysical and folklore-y things, like the labyrinth of the fairies and the woodworking with Holly to Saturn, and
Yeah, it just kind of happens that way. I'll just get a burr. It's like, you got to make this, and I'm like, all right, I'll just get inspired to make it, and I'll make it, and you know, half the time I won't do anything with it. It'll just sit around, and eventually someone will come, like if I'm making some sort of tool or something that I didn't actually need, then it'll just sit on a shelf until someone eventually comes around and, picks it up, and it goes to a home that wants it.
that's
Yeah,
awesome.
That's weird that it
Finds its
eventually
way out.
it finds its own. It finds its owner.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
So,
I like that.
yeah.
It's awesome.
So yeah, Kyle, if you ever come across any holly trees or stuff like that, and you want to make some spare cash, cut me up some pieces and send them to me.
There you go.
Or
I
keep me in mind.
I think I've only come across them once.
Yeah, they're very rare.
Yeah, and I think it was in somebody's yard.
Yeah.
I think if I remember correctly, there's a bunch in this dude's yard that we had to take out a long time ago. But up until that point, I mean, even now, I haven't. I think that's the only time I've encountered them, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, they're really hard to come by.
I was gonna ask, is it more common in Virginia than it might be out here in the Midwest?
In certain areas, like so I live in the mountains, in near Winchester, which is in the northern part of the state. But where I was from was Chesapeake, which is right beside Virginia Beach, and it seems to be more common in the woods around there than it is up here. I don't know why. That's just where it seems. That's what I've noticed.
Yeah, there are a lot of trees that are kind of regional.
Yeah, I think it might just be the sandy soil. It may prefer, sandy soil compared with what I've got is shale.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I forever just think of the holly bush, because I have those around the house.
Yeah,
holly bushes.
and they don't grow. Well, they grow really slow, and eventually they'll get pretty big if you don't do anything to them.
Yeah.
But we had there was a historic site in Fairfax County, and they had one, must have been 4 feet in diameter. I don't know how tall it was. And when I was working as a blacksmith at one of the other historic sites, we tried to get them to cut it up into useful boards, but by the time we reached them, they had already felled it and lobbed it into just firewood essentially,
Right.
which, which, which was
Damn.
unfortunate because on the historic site that I worked at, we always had a guy come out with one of the portable bandsaw lumber mills and cut it all up, because I worked at a grist mill, and we were forever drying the wood and use it to repair the grist mill and do demonstrations and things like that. So, but anyway, yeah, it's unfortunate when trees like that just get cut up into firewood without.
Yeah, it happens a lot though.
So sorry, this stuff's not paranormal. I know
It's good. It's good.
Oh well, yeah, we're it all ties in. Saturn wanted us to talk about it.
Right, exactly. So,
That was awesome.
but that's all I got for you. I guess I'll get off the phone, let other folks talk to you.
Right on, brother.
Yeah, thanks for calling in.
Yeah, bye.
Bye.
Stay weird. Let me find. I pulled up Saturn and Holly crossover here. Just according to the old Googler, Holly was a popular Saturnalia gift among the Romans, celebrating the winter solstice, honoring their god, who later brought Holly to England, where it was considered sacred. Christians later adapted the legends. During many periods of history, it was called the Holy Tree instead of the Holly Tree. Very interesting.
So Eric said the whole thing with Saturnella and Christmas made him question everything.
Yeah, the
Definitely
religions
weird.
are constantly consuming one another.
And like we talked about, wasn't that a big Roman trope? Like they did that quite frequently. Wasn't that what we read, or you told me, or something to that effect? That the Romans were pretty notorious for.
Oh yeah, they had a specific name for it, but I can't remember right off the rip.
Yeah.
Of just essentially, it means just consuming other religions,
Yeah.
and it just kind of fell that whatever's popular at the time kind of takes the front seat.
It is weird to look back and see that, to see it just doesn't make sense to certain degrees how you would conquer somebody and then take their stuff and adapt it. I'm sure there's some thought out reason that I'm not seeing, but it just doesn't make sense to me. Because you would feel like you as the conqueror would be the one to make the rules, not adapt yourselves to their rules.
It's probably easier since you already have like a whole bunch of people kind of devoted, I guess, for lack of a better term, toward this one central thought process. If you can just wrap it in a new nice little package and send it out, it's probably well easier than having to build from the ground up. Just revamp the story a little bit, change the names of the players a little bit, like repackaging a video game, just send it down the line.
I could see that. Twiz, come on. You're smarter than that. I don't believe they actually did burn the library. And if they did, the library was most likely empty before the knowledge was destroyed.
I got lost in the chat. Life-size rabbits, burning of the library.
But all the good stuff was taken out, Twiz.
It just wasn't made as easily consumable to the public.
Yeah, I think
To the Vatican, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think a lot of the good information was taken out of there.
Yeah, they're not gonna share the good stuff with
No,
Johnny Q public.
no way. That's why, like, even you see it in just ads anymore. Like, and that's what sucks. I mean, I get it. Everybody's got to have their thing, right? But it sucks. Like, if you're trying to do anything, eat healthy, work out more efficiently. Like, there's tons of, like, almost the snake oil salesman. There's tons of them out there. Like, no, Kyle, this is what you want to do, man. You're trying to get your can't think of it, metabolism up, man. You don't gotta do this. You just spray stuff on your feet at night. Okay. You spray this oil on there, your metabolism's gonna go through the roof, son. However,
You're gonna have greasy feet.
I need $20.99 a month to reveal this knowledge to you. And you're like, of course you do. Of course you do. It can never just be, hey, this is ancient knowledge that everyone should know because it is healthy for you. Oh no. Oh no. You're gonna pay for that. All right, we got a phone call. Hey, welcome to the night shift. What's going on?
Yo,
Hey, g'day. How's it going?
Good. How are you?
what's up?
Yeah, look, not too bad at all. I thought I'd better call in because might be my last chance to call in for a little bit, actually. So,
Why is that? You going back to work?
yeah, well, I mean, the first thing was the whole, what do they call it, daylight savings change, because usually I could wrap up work and get home I could listen to you guys at work and then get home just in time to jump on, and that whole hour's kind of like been eaten now, so.
Womp womp.
A little bit harder to jump on, but also a few other changes in life, which hopefully mean I will be able to chat to you more in the future and do my own podcast and all that nonsense. So,
Hey.
yeah, watch that space. There's a lot going on, but basically, look, daylight savings knocked me right out of the park.
Fucking
But,
daylight
yeah.
savings.
Oh man, killer! Like, come on, what's going on? But no. I was just gonna call it because, as I said, kind of have to. I feel like I have to. Come on.
Of course you do.
Absolutely love you guys. Yeah. No, that's it. Look, I don't know if I love you as much as some people in the chat. Johnny, I think he loves you more than I do.
Yeah, I saw that. Probably slightly so.
Yeah. So look, I'm really into you guys, but there's another level which you've not quite reached yet. I got to be honest.
So you mean there's a chance? You said yet.
Oh, look, there's always a chance. Always a chance.
I hope with all the wiggling, he's careful as he's installing the dishwasher, because that could
I'll tell you what,
get in badly.
that would be. That was nothing worse than that. That big heavy door just clomped.
Yep.
I'm not down with that. Not down with that. It'd be a crazy haunting though. The haunted dishwasher with the ghost PP just coming out at night.
That's terrifying.
Something you don't want. The ghost PP's pass.
Yeah.
Oh god, it's already in the gutter. I apologize. So hardcore. No, look. So I guess a few things. Yeah, I've got today off because it's a public holiday over here. I don't need to bore you with that, but it's a public holiday, so it's the only reason I got in early. But once that's done and everything else, Steve does have a list, and it's in your email somewhere, of all the creepy, crazy shit that happened in my old house. And I know you've lost the list. I know it's buried now, but just so you know, I am starting to run out of the weird shit that happened, which is a bit of a sad one. But here's one, and I don't want anybody in chat saying, oh yeah, I recognize this critter. I know what this crypto thing is, because if anyone else has had this experience, I'm just going to get up and go. Because I've never heard of it. But anyway, long story really short, I was about 20, 21, about that age. I know it's about that age. And still living in this house with my parents. I didn't move out till really late because I'm one of those sellers. And so lying on my side, I'm asleep, I wake up, and right in front of me, like a foot away from my face, is this really short, and I can tell you a female creature, but really short, like 2 foot tall or something. Like her head is pretty much just like at the bed. And you know when you startle a creature like a deer or a possum or whatever, and you just startle, it just stops and looks at you. Like it just doesn't move, freezes. It's looking at you, but it's not moving, and it hopes that if it doesn't move, you won't see it. It was that kind of thing, because it wasn't quite human, and the description is just going to get weirder and weirder from here. Like the eyes, I only see one eye because the eyes are kind of on the side of its head, like a prey creature, like again like a deer, or a possum. So the eyes weren't at the front; they're on the side of her head. Although she was humanesque, if that makes sense. And but what was worse is I had 2 overwhelming feelings. The first one was just this overwhelming feeling of really, really old. If you can imagine like a creature that's immortal but can't heal. So over time you get things, you get paper cuts, you get dinks in the eye, you get scratches. If they don't heal but you keep living, it was kind of like that. Like the skin was just destroyed. It still looked like a nice creature, if that makes sense, like a good soul or whatever, but the skin, like you could just see straight through to like the mouth's closed, you can see like a hole straight through to where the teeth are, the gums, like the skin is just stretched and ripped across his face. And that was pretty bloody terrifying. And the other weird feeling I had was this overwhelming feeling of sadness. Like I didn't feel like I was sad, but just that wash of secondhand sadness was just off the charts. And again, when we talk about this whole thing of paranormal apathy or whatever, the way I dealt with this was to flap the blanket over my head, and it's gone. Because I'm a 21-year-old dude, right? I mean, this is all right. I was like, oh, nope, blanket gone. And I'm just under the blanket, overwhelming sadness for a few seconds, and then I thought, no, what's going on? Flap the blanket back, and yeah, it's gone. And I've instantly stood up. I've instantly looked around the corner, down the hallway towards where Ghost Dad walks to the dunny. So it's that hallway. Look, nothing. Gone. Not in my room, not in the hallway. Just gone. And it's the only time I ever saw it. But yeah, when I just first woke up, it was as real as shit. Like it was just there. I don't think I've ever had any vision or anything just that solid. Bit of a scary one for me, but yeah, no idea what it was. It was humanesque. It was definitely humanesque. It definitely had skin, so not so much like fur or anything else, but in terms of its facial structure and its head, animalistic, and obviously like 2 foot tall. So really, really short in terms of what you'd usually expect to be beside your bed the first thing of the morning. I mean, I like the idea that it could have been a wallaby, but no, that was not a wallaby. At best, it was a shaved wombat on its hind legs. At best, but no, it was a nothing. It was nothing I've ever seen, and nothing I've ever seen again. Thank the Lord, because yeah, that was heavy. That was bloody heavy. I don't know what it is.
Sounds weird. First off,
yeah,
I expected nothing less coming from Australia. So
Very
that
true.
tracks. It's weird that it's strange to me when we hear these creatures and these entities when they're seen, that they're almost afraid to be seen by humans. It really makes you wonder, like where we're at on the predator prey list of the
'cause we
paranormal.
lock them up and experiment on them.
Yeah, or shoot them if you're in Hopkinsville.
It's also good to know that the old pull the cover over your head trick still works.
Yep.
Definitely makes things disappear.
Straight away, just whoop, it's gone.
And then it almost sounds like a damn zombie, a phase zombie, not deer.
Yeah,
Combo pack.
well and truly alive, but physically destroyed. Yeah,
It's
That would be
weird.
awful.
Very weird. I definitely get like little Fae vibes, but I've never quite heard that description, and it would probably leave me feeling. Well, you said for you, it left you with this like overwhelming feeling of sadness, which sucks.
Yeah, I would take fear any day over that. I think, like if you wake up and there's something scary, okay, there's something scary. We all know fear. Fear is a good reaction. Sad. Wake up and see some half-dead wombat woman and I get depressed. That's not a good start to the day.
That is
It's really not. It's really not.
No, I'm not up for that at all. So I don't know what the hell that was, but Jesus, yeah, I'm glad it was just once. And again, like as I said, my parents also saw a lot of what was going on in that house, and they never had anything like that. So that was a one-off.
Yeah, I don't.
It's strange.
And feeling sad just sucks. Nobody wants to feel sad.
Yeah. No. I mean, admittedly, that was probably the last time I felt sad, I think, and that was about 18 years ago. So we're doing well.
That's
Doing
good.
well.
That's good. You seem
Yeah.
like you are genuinely happy 99% of the time.
Especially for living in a country where
Yeah.
everything wants to kill you.
This is true.
Yeah, you can make friends with them. They're all good.
I believe that you, of all people, could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a strange relationship with critters. I've already saved a pond full of tadpoles this week because they weren't where they were supposed to be, and pushed a bandicoot off the road. So that was, critters and me, we get along.
Looking at you, just out there doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Bro, the fact that he got to deal with a bandicoot is awesome.
I nearly ran over it. I was in the work truck driving down the road, and like my tires went either side of it. It was just, again, in the middle of the road, frozen like a zombie wombat woman, but significantly cuter. And I thought, Jesus fucking, so quickly pulled over, ran back with my jacket and just flapping this thing, get off the road, dickhead. And, but it moved, thankfully. But yeah, it's a cute little thing.
Well, I had to look it up. The fact, for some reason in my brain, bandicoots weren't a real thing, but they definitely are.
And
You
yeah,
take a Crash Bandicoot.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
I've rescued Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah.
that's pretty
Hey.
cool.
The franchise has been saved.
That is pretty cool.
It's like an elephant rabbit, a bandicoot.
Yeah, it's weird. It's cute, but yeah, what's it doing?
A
All they
bandicoot.
do is dig up your lawn. Yeah, a bandicoot. There we go. You've got it. We've renamed it. Yeah, all they do is dig up your lawn and stand in the middle of the road. I'm not sure what their existence is for, but
Hey,
I'm still
It's
down
simple. It's a simple one.
Very simple.
Standing in the road, digging up yards, living its best life.
That's like possums here in the Midwest. All they do is eat garbage and get ran over.
It's true.
Oh, that's all right. I know some people like that.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Shout out Granite City.
Hey, but at least possums eat ticks, so
That's
we
true.
can get behind that.
Yeah, there's some method to the madness.
Yeah, nobody likes ticks.
Some redeeming feature. No, ticks suck.
Yeah,
And we definitely have a lot of those too. Probably, when you were saying everything over here is trying to scare us, trying to kill us, whatever, that's probably the worst one. I don't mind a snake or a crocodile or a cassowary coming at you. At least you can see it for the most part.
it's true.
But you're just walking around minding your own business and then something sucks your blood out and you're paralyzed. No, I'm not down with that.
Yeah, and they'll swarm you too, little pricks.
Yep.
They'll get you.
No.
I've walked through a nest of them, and it's gross.
No, thanks.
It's disgusting.
That's an experience you can keep to yourself. I'm not doing that.
Oh yeah, it mentally scarred me. It fucked me up for a while.
Just
A little bitty seed with like sesame seed ones, the itty bitty ones. I thought it was wood.
No.
I thought it was wood chips on my socks, and they started moving, and I'm like, oh shit, these are not wood chips. And I get down there, and they are all over my legs, and I'm like, this is disgusting.
That's why I'm only going dogman hunting when it's -40.
Yeah.
Yeah, -40. Nothing else wriggling around.
No,
Everything's dead in the forest except the dogman.
it's true. Or the
Yeah,
Wendigo.
but if -40 doesn't kill the dog man, we're in trouble.
True.
God almighty. Truer words are never spoken. Oh boy. But yeah, no, I don't know. Life's going to have a few changes for me. I'm not going to bore you with those updates, but again, it's all positive. So yay.
Good.
But it could be a month or two before you hear from me, which sucks a little bit, but I'll be around. Oh, and also I'm going to throw a quick reminder out there, guys. Check the Patreon. I just realised I wasn't a member because the whole change thing. Because again, I'm lazy. So yeah.
Hey, we're all lazy to some degree.
Because the thing is, I listen to you guys while I'm driving, and so I'm not doing Patreon while I'm driving. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that when I get home, and then I get home and forget.
No.
And I had forgotten. forgotten for a little bit too long. So I thought, no, I better sign up for that.
Well, it's
Yeah.
understandable and appreciated, my friend.
For
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah, so everyone make sure you've done that. And I do love you guys, not as much to get my PP stuck in the dishwasher, but pretty heavily. So
Well, we love you too, buddy.
Yeah, we appreciate it. Even if it gets to that point, we're still here and appreciative.
We don't judge.
Just be safe when you're doing it.
It's all content. It's all content, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, shit. Have an amazing one though, and I'll let someone else jump on. But no, you guys are the best.
Right on, man.
We appreciate you. Stay safe, my friend.
Have a good one.
Later.
Oh, bye.
My friends from Australia never disappoint. Yeah, much love, brother.
Yeah, it's weird that the entity, like his first reaction for the entity was like empathy. You know, he felt bad for it. He felt sorry for it, which is like
maybe he should keep like those really good club crackers by the foot of his bed. Maybe he was just a little hungry. I feel like if you just gave him one of those delicious crackers, that little thing probably would have been in a good mood.
he could probably use it to lure bandicoots off the highway too.
That's true. So you got a 2-for-1 right there.
Yeah. It's weird that they have because you hear that on occasion that they'll spark other emotions, like Twiz was saying, other emotions than like curiosity and fear. They'll spark sad emotions and stuff. It's weird that they have that effect on us just out of sight, just seeing one, and you immediately start feeling a certain kind of way. It's almost like it's like an emotional manipulation, which is a
I don't
weird
like that. I can't.
tactic.
Yeah, I can't appreciate that. You're definitely not getting my cracker if you're manipulating me.
Yeah. And him just talking about like never being able to die but still having to take the damage is awful.
Yeah, you're just going to be a glop sitting there, not being able to move. Especially in Australia. Come on, something is going to eat your leg eventually.
Probably a bandicoot.
Yeah. Or a crocodile, whichever one comes first. I feel like that movie Eight-Legged Freaks was based off of spiders in Australia.
Oh, 100%. Snakes on a Plane, Australia.
See, exactly.
Jurassic Park, Australia.
Yes. Yes. The original.
Yeah. Jaws, Australia.
Yeah. So when you really think Sharknado,
Australia.
Velocipaster,
Australia.
Yeah. It all makes sense now.
The fact that Jeff even has the ability to call in and hang out with us for a few minutes while having to fight off all of these creatures.
It's impressive.
I feel like it's like all the creatures the rest of the world didn't want. They just kind of like, oh, like this venomous ass snake. We'll just send it down there on the island.
Yeah.
And then it won't be able to get off. These big ass spiders, we'll send it down there to the island and it won't come back.
Yeah. I think that's what they did with the undesirable people for a long time. They sent them to that island.
It's a prison island.
Yeah.
A prison country.
I think that's legitimately how it was built, right? Am I wrong?
No, I don't even know if Australia's real. The only proof I have that Australia's real is that Jeff calls in and says he's from Australia.
Well, and to be fair, the caller ID does pop up as Australia.
Well, we're not trusting tools of the government.
Okay, so I retract that statement. However, it is slightly convincing. And his accent's really good if he's fake.
Hey, if we're not believing we put people on the moon, I'm not believing we put people on Australia.
Yeah.
Pretty similar.
I don't know. I think I would be more apt to believe Australia than the moon.
I don't know. We've only got one person calling from Australia. We've got no people calling from the moon, so.
Jeff said a prison island for the undesirables, and we're still here.
But you do have bandicoots who are like tiny little rabbits with elephant trunk noses.
But that's kind of cool.
It is cool.
I'm okay with that. Especially
Jeff,
since it's just simple. It's just a simple little thing. Leave him a cracker once in a while and he'll be fine. He'll figure it out or he won't.
it's real. I know an Aussie here. Yeah, that sounds like what a psyop would want you to think.
True. Sleeper agent.
Australia is a psyop. Yeah, it's a New Zealand psyop. Is New Zealand real? That's New Zealand is like Australia light.
That's true. I actually knew a pilot from New Zealand. His name was Craig.
That sounds kind of New Zealandy.
Yeah. He was
Craig.
really, really fucking good at his job.
Flying planes.
Helicopters with big saws hanging off of them.
That's what you have to have in Australia. If
Yeah.
Australia was a real place, that's what you have to fight off all the wildlife.
Yeah. Dude, he was
Circular saw helicopters.
ridiculous.
Of course, it's where they shot Lord of the Rings. Do you think there's going to be a giant orc war anywhere else than Australia or New Zealand?
Also true.
What happened to Old Zealand? Good question, Bertie. Now you're asking the real questions.
I like Atlantis.
It is.
Just got
Australia, Atlantis, both start with the same letter. Both of them not real.
weird. Or we just figured out the real Atlantis.
My brother-in-law is Australian. Your brother-in-law is a liar, Wade.
No, he's just a
Because
lie.
It doesn't exist.
He's just a lie. You don't really have a brother-in-law.
No, he also is a psyop.
Yeah. It's just a part of Project Bluebeam.
Whenever we go on the Hollow World Tour, I'm booking one in Australia, and we're just gonna fly right by it because it doesn't exist.
Me too. That's why I brought him up. I don't know why I just started thinking about club crackers.
Dude, we talked about him the other night. You've been on. Yeah, when we were recording.
Oh, we did. We definitely
Yeah.
did. That's fucking weird. I forgot all about that.
Yeah, they
Those
are.
are a good snack once in a while, man. You
They're
just
on fire.
love me feel good.
And probably good cryptid bait.
Yeah.
Realistically,
probably.
Crash Bandicoot. That was one of the first video games I played on actual real consoles outside of my first PlayStation. Came with a Crash Bandicoot demo, and I was
I remember those days. The
too
demo days.
poor to afford games, so I played the demo.
Yeah, I remember those days.
One level over and over and over and over and over.
Definitely remember those days.
See, even Jeff's questioning. There's every chance that if I go on a drive for long enough, Sydney's just a movie set in Arizona or some shit.
Wouldn't that be fucking weird?
You go out of the Australia movie set right directly onto the moon movie set.
And some people claim the Mars stuff has been shot out there too.
Yeah.
Like Mars pictures.
If I had to picture Mars in my brain,
I got everybody on the club crackers right now.
dude, Jeff,
everybody's going.
do they have club crackers in Australia? This is gonna be the selling point.
What if he says no? What happens?
Then it confirms that Australia's not real.
That's what I was thinking.
I bet the Australian government is trying to silence Jeff right now.
Yeah, because he's pretty quiet.
They have Tim Tam. Is that like a Tic Tac?
That's what it sounds like. That sounds like a blatant ripoff of Tic Tac.
Tim Tams.
Well, no club crackers. They're out.
Can't confirm. Doesn't exist.
I'm now in the camp that Australia is not real.
Jeff, what the hell is a Tim Tam? A Tim Tam is a brand of chocolate biscuit introduced by the Australian biscuit company Arnott's in 1964. It consists of, hold on, I'm on the wiki, the Tim Tam wiki. Consists of 2 malted biscuits separated by a light, hard chocolate cream filling and coated in a thin layer of textured chocolate.
Is that like an Oreo?
No, it's rectangle.
Oh, that's weird. But it still gives me Oreo vibes.
Yeah, why?
Right?
Is it a cookie or is it a biscuit? Because
Yeah.
biscuits in America are not what
Shit,
you all are calling
Jeff is
them.
gonna send us Tim Tams.
Oh, all
I
right.
mean, I'll eat it.
In the PSYOP post office can postmark it from Australia, but that
Yeah.
doesn't mean I'm gonna believe it.
It definitely sounds kind of like an Oreo.
Yeah, it's a cookie. It's legit a cookie. I mean, it's chocolate and cookie. So
Well, then
Tim
it's not.
Tams. Oh, get this. Get this. Pepperidge Farm, a sister company of Arnott's, began importing Tim Tam to the United States in 2008. Tim Tams are still, this is from the wiki, quote, made in Australia, end quote. Packaging in the US bears the slogan Australia's favorite cookie. Cookie being the American word for biscuit. What do you guys call biscuits? We're learning as a whole here.
They don't have chicken salt. Is that like
Tim Tams in a tiny jar of Vegemite, all
chicken
the
and
way from
biscuits?
rural Arizona.
Chicken biscuits, whatever you want to call them.
They don't have chicken salt. What's chicken salt? A. And B. How do you not have Jeff? What do you call a biscuit? Like biscuits and gravy?
Yeah, like
Like
that's.
what do you call a biscuit?
Bro,
If you call a cookie a
fuck
biscuit,
this up. Australia is 100%.
they don't have our kinds of biscuits. Oh, well, that's a mark against you because you're
Yeah. So
missing
what
out
do
on
you eat
that.
with gravy?
They don't have gravy?
If you guys don't have gravy, what the fuck?
Jeff, we're gonna be sending you some gravy. By the time it gets over there to the non-existent prison island, it probably won't be editable, but take our word for it.
Yeah, biscuits and gravy are what's up, bro. I'll tell you right now what you do. Here's what you do. This is the move. Everybody, I'm gonna teach you the move. All right. Get yourself a big old plate of biscuits and gravy. And then on a separate plate, you get shredded hash browns that are cooked pretty good. You know, it's got a little bit of crunch to it. And you get a couple eggs over easy. Well, you eat the eggs over easy first. Then as you scoop the hash browns into the biscuits and gravy, you have to go through the egg yolk. So it all mixes. You flop that on there and then you top it off with some Tabasco sauce.
Yeah, Tabasco sauce.
That's the move. That's the move.
Jeff looks up biscuits and gravy. Is that a scone and mayonnaise?
What the
100% proof
fuck?
you don't exist.
You are not real.
Jeff, oh my God.
Fucking
We're going to have an intervention.
scone and mayonnaise.
We're
What
going to
the
have an
fuck?
intervention. Chicken salt is like rotisserie chicken that you can sprinkle on anything. I suggest mashed. I mean, I would.
Yeah,
I'd
that
fuck
sounds
with that.
okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
you get a +1, Australia. This scone and mayonnaise. No,
Dude,
no.
that's blasphemy. Biscuits and gravy are delicious.
Does anywhere else have biscuits and gravy? Is that just an American thing? Because I mean, it feels like an American thing.
Well, I hope it is at this point. Because I'll eat all the biscuits and gravy.
Oh, Jeff, you can make homemade gravy easy. Milk gravy.
Yeah.
What do they call gravy over there? You don't have gravy over there?
Apparently they just have mayonnaise.
That's not gravy.
No.
Yeah, the Aussie cooking show I think would do well because we are just in awe over here at the fact that biscuits and gravy don't exist.
Yeah. You guys need help.
It's much worse than we thought. Like everything there wants to kill you, that sucks to a certain extent. But you can deal with that. With weapons and stuff you can handle, but the fact that there is no biscuits and gravy. Our gravy is brown. Okay, we do have brown gravy here.
Yeah, we got
But we
options.
have white gravy. Not the kind of gravy with the dishwasher guy doing his thing, but like milk gravy.
Yeah.
Flour, milk.
Peppered gravy, sausage gravy, bacon gravy.
Oh yeah. That's 100% right, Gilbert. Jeff, we're giving you a fair warning. If you eat biscuits and gravy, you will instantly gain 50 pounds and your Australian accent will disappear. You will start talking like you're from the Midwest.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
No, I didn't say it was a bad thing. Just a warning. Because, I mean, the Australian accent's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's true.
Biscuits and gravy, just wet and dry flour. Oh.
That's
Come
blasphemy.
on.
Blasphemy. You must have really shitty biscuits and gravy then.
Cook sausage, add flour and milk, stir till thick. Yeah. Yeah, and then you put it on a biscuit, which apparently is a scone. Here, scones are like sweet, right? They got like blueberries in them and shit like that. A biscuit is savory
Yeah.
and definitely not a cookie. What is a cookie over there? If a cookie's a biscuit and biscuits are scone, what is a cookie? Does a cookie represent anything over there?
Holy shit, is the first time you've ever heard biscuits and gravy?
I told you because you don't exist.
This is true. This is true.
This is a moment of enlightenment, everyone in the chat. Right there.
Wow.
We have just enlightened our friend Jeff to a whole new world. You're gonna have to come to the States. I don't know. Have you been to the States? Come on over.
I think Twiz is calling. We'll let it fly. Hey, welcome to the night shift. What's going on?
I would get kicked out of Australia for trying to figure out what the fuck a biscuit is.
Yeah.
Hey, Twiz.
Bro, you want to know what these New Zealand fake psyop people eat for breakfast?
Mayonnaise.
You know what Vegemite is?
I do, and I'm not trying it.
Is that like veggie straws?
Bro, check this out. Okay, so I know you know what Nutella is. You've probably seen it, but you might not have never had it. You know what Nutella is?
Oh yeah.
That hazelnut spread.
Yeah.
Well, imagine squeezing all the juice out of a hazelnut spread and putting that on toast. That's what these goofballs eat for breakfast, and they want to talk shit about our biscuits and gravy.
So it's like mud and bread.
Bro, yeah, look it up and try to debate me. I dare Jeff to try to debate me about what Vegemite is. It's not. It doesn't even have a recipe. It's just like random oils and spices.
Oh, Jeff agrees. He says that stuff sucks. It is mud bread.
Can't confirm.
Yeah.
Never not had Vegemite.
I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody who hasn't had biscuits and gravy.
Dude, like I'm saying,
Furthermore,
Vegemite just sounds gross. Vegemite.
Oh, it is.
It sounds like a parasite that lives on a carrot.
There's a I know there's videos on YouTube of like British kids.
Birdie just talked about it in the chat. Just getting their minds blown.
Yeah. Trying American food, and they give them a plate of biscuits and gravy, and every one of them says it looks like puke, and they don't want to eat it.
Yeah, but it's
till
awesome.
they eat it. Till they eat it.
Yeah.
And then their faces go red and said, "This is the greatest thing I've ever had in my life."
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I don't trust anybody who doesn't eat biscuits and gravy.
That's what I'm saying. That's like that's like what you ate.
America doesn't get a lot of things right, but I'm fighting for biscuits and gravy over Vegemite.
I'm with you. I will stand on that hill and I will gladly die on that hill.
I remember when I was a kid, Hardee's used to have 99 cents. All you could eat biscuits and gravy on Sundays.
Yeah, dog.
And it was the only reason we went to Hardee's.
Bro.
Because at the time, in the 80s, it wasn't the Hardee's that it is now. You know, the revamp Hardee's that's good all of a sudden. I don't know if you guys have those in Illinois. Do you have Hardee's? Or do you have
we got Hardee's.
I know it's called something different the further west out you go. So that's what I was asking. Like, it's called something different in California.
Carl's Jr.
Yeah, Carl's Jr. We still got Hardee's out here, though.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, back when I was growing up, Hardy's food was disgusting, except the biscuits and gravy. And that was fire. And like I said, every Sunday, 99 cents, it would be fat in there because
Oh,
everybody
yeah.
would show up.
Hell
And
yeah.
it would be empty the rest of the week.
Hell yeah.
And then somewhere, I don't know, like in the late 2000s, 2010, I think they revamped. And now Hardy's is good again.
Bro,
Yeah.
Hardy's, like, whether you want to admit it or not, Hardy's has one of the best bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits in the game right now. And they have for a hot minute.
The only reason why I disagree with you
You can't.
is because it's a folded egg. I like
Oh yeah,
like the flat
that does
eggs.
suck. That does suck. I will agree with that.
That's the only thing that
Yeah.
I'll disagree with about
I
it. If
feel
it
that.
had a flat egg on it, dude, it'd be the most fire breakfast sandwich,
Yeah,
hands
I
down,
fuck with
without
that.
question.
I fuck with that. I do.
But yeah, that's why you got to go to the little grease spot diners.
Oh
for
yeah,
your
definitely.
breakfast sandwiches.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But I digress. We're not talking about conspiracies or cryptids. We're talking about breakfast. So
Technically, Australia not existing
I
is a
just wanted to say,
pretty
true.
big conspiracy.
We did start with that, but
Yeah.
I just wanted to defend breakfast or biscuits and gravy honor for a little bit. So I'll holler.
Right on, brother.
Right on, stay safe.
Yep. Later, guys.
Later.
I was gonna bring it up, Jeff. I was gonna bring it up. How do you feel about peanut butter and jelly? There it is. For decades as to what peanut butter and jelly was until I worked out what you guys call jelly isn't what we call jelly.
Well, what is jelly to you?
Oh, please be like Vaseline. Don't eat Vaseline on toast.
Yeah, that'd be a bad idea.
Everything. Hardee's does do biscuits well. Hardee's
Yeah.
biscuits go hard.
They got it on lock. I'm not gonna lie.
I still drive on the weekends 20 minutes to go get Hardee's biscuits and gravy. Bring
Yeah,
it back
dude.
home.
For sure.
Jeff, there's a whole new world for you to explore. You need to get off the island. All right. Come over, have some B&Gs, and then just go from there.
The Australian Army once lost a war to emus.
I believe that because every animal wants to kill every human.
Oh, their jelly is Jello.
Oh,
No.
I could see how that'd get confusing.
Yeah. I mean, we have jam too.
Yeah, okay. So in
Actually,
America, we have jelly and
Prefer
jam.
jam.
Yeah. Jam is just
Yeah.
like smashed fruit and sugar, where jelly is smashed fruit and sugar and gelatin. Jam is well better than jelly.
Yeah,
I'll die on that hill.
I definitely prefer jam. As I've gotten older, textures are very weird to me. Like I ate a deviled egg for the first time the other day. Not a fan.
Wasn't feeling it. Remember when we went to
Yeah,
Gatlinburg and I ate a fried deviled egg?
Yes, I do
It
remember
was like
that.
chewing on a tennis ball.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel like eating a deviled egg. I can't do the texture. Flavor's okay. The texture is no good to me.
Yeah. Did we ever come to the chat as to what do you guys call anything cookies in Australia?
Yeah.
Because I'm curious. We're all learning here. All right. I know we went off topic, but that's kind of what we do now.
Yeah, it's a learning.
We'll get 25 people complain about the show whenever it drops.
Maybe we just start a learning channel.
Maybe we
We'll
start a
learn
food
stuff.
channel.
I mean, I'm good with a food channel. All it's going to be is us talking fat stuff.
Yeah. So we need to know what do you call a cookie? No, like is there a food that you call a cookie in Australia?
I mean, in Florida, it's an ounce of blow.
Yeah.
Take that, Australia.
Stitches will sell it.
Yeah, take that, Australia.
Yeah.
You got
Hopefully
shit.
that's what they call a cookie. This is we have went down this is a whole different rabbit hole. A cookie is a sweet single layer baked thing, like a chocolate chip cookie.
Yeah.
Okay, those are cookies here too,
Yeah.
but also pretty much cookies are a wide gamut, all right? It's a vast umbrella of baked sweet snacks.
Yeah. Actually, I don't do much sweets anymore. I'm not a big sweets guy anymore. But I still love breakfast. You never take that away from me.
I'm not a big breakfast guy. I do
love breakfast.
fuck with biscuits and gravy though. But biscuits and gravy is universal. You can eat that for lunch. You can eat that for dinner. You can eat that for brunch.
I feel like all breakfast is universal. You could eat it any time of day and it's still good.
Twiz, because Australia isn't real and they haven't realized it yet. We learn about it from being outside of it. None of that. So did you try peanut butter and jam? Because
That's not bad.
that's a hitter. Sausage, egg, cheese, repeat. That might be a Holosky t-shirt.
Hell yeah. you could put sausage, egg, and cheese on just about anything. I mean,
we could make a B&G shirt. It just says Bigfoot and Goatman crossed out, and we'll put biscuits and gravy.
Yes. I fuck with that.
It sells itself.
Every time. Every time.
Everybody's in it.
Nate's on it. Breakfast is the best, man.
Peanut butter and jam is great.
Oh, bro, I love breakfast burritos. Breakfast everything, man.
Yeah, breakfast burritos do hit too. If you're in NorCal, go to Mel's Drive-In and get the hangover breakfast. 2 large biscuits, 2 eggs, 2 large sausage patty, 2 bacons, all smothered in sausage gravy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I think that's money, Jeff. We'll be your consultants, and it'll just be you trying American food. I think the demographic will find you.
I agree.
Except that you're from Australia and it doesn't exist.
Yeah, it's fake. Because now we are to that point. I'm officially in Steve's camp. Australia's fake. It's not real.
Yeah. 38 years and you didn't know what biscuits and gravy was.
Mm-hmm.
You have been living
a lie.
It's
a lie.
Yeah. Great Falls, Montana. Wow. What is up?
Ghost and Toast. That's a fucking solid name.
That is solid.
I like it.
People are gonna think it's boozy though.
No.
Ghost and Toast.
Well, you just have a logo of like a ghost eating a piece of toast.
Or a piece of toast that is a ghost.
I like that too. I thought about getting into making my own bread. That'd be kind of cool.
We do sometimes.
Yeah, I like that.
It's good. What will Holosky drink from there? I'm not drinking anything from Australia if you guys milk out fucking Nutella and put it on your bread.
Yeah. Who does that? What the fuck sucks? I feel like that you do that to bananas. You dehydrate them and then eat them with candy. You don't do that to fucking chocolate. That would just suck all the moisture out of this chocolate and make it dirt. And you can put it on a piece of bread.
Is it the UK that puts baked beans on toast?
They probably have to add water to that shit.
And then they talk shit about us for putting gravy on biscuits?
Yeah, come on. Put baked beans on toast.
I think they do.
Who does that? Get out of here. That's just this is too much. And then we're back to Vegemite. Damn.
We do baked beans on toast too. Oh my goodness.
Carrot bugs.
Wha- oh.
Ew.
Oh, that's dope. I've been going ghost hunting up here with my wife. I'm Native American. I've seen some crazy stuff. We're gonna have to hear about it.
For sure.
The UK has baked beans for breakfast.
No. Mm-mm.
I'm not even that big of a baked bean fan. Not for
Me neither.
breakfast.
Me neither. I do like white chicken chili though.
Yeah.
That's my jam.
Now I'm curious as to what other things. I guess I'm just uncultured. Staying here in America, eating my peanut butter and jelly and my biscuits and gravy.
Yeah, it happens.
Also, why I'm fat. So, but it's been a delicious journey.
I mean, everything's a trade-off, right?
Yeah.
Everything's a trade-off. That's what life is. I saw people that live or that work second shift and stuff give up 15 years of their life.
That's why I'm going to
On
night
average.
shift.
That's on average.
Let's go.
Yeah.
On top of the cancer plant. It's
Yeah,
going
so
to be a double.
you're looking at least 30.
Which I got to be close, right?
Yeah.
My pop's beans would make you walk to Tampa, Florida for that's a long walk.
Yeah, that's too long of a walk for me.
Our supermarkets have several flavors of baked beans. Do you have a preference for what goes on your toast? Is it like jelly flavored baked beans?
Mm.
'Cause that sounds terrible. We've drove this train off the tracks.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here and go to bed.
Yeah. We're just gonna shut her down now. Because
Yeah.
there's no salvaging this episode at this
No.
point.
No, we're about time. I gotta get up and work, and it sucks.
Me too. Tomorrow's gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
Confined space day.
Yeah. Mine's pain in the ass treat day.
Yeah. So weird. At 1 hour, 6 minutes, and 30 seconds on your night shift episode 64, there's a girl's voice. Let me note that real quick.
Interesting.
Hold that thought. I'm going to take a picture of that and go listen to it. Because maybe it is a ghost. All right. But that being said, thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for giving us all your culinary tips and tricks from all over the world. Yeah. Support all of our podcast friends. And stay safe, stay weird, and yeah, just biscuits and gravy. Just try it if you haven't, for the love.